This is Power Lines, the show that pulls back the curtain on how power really works. Your hosts are Robbie and Terry, both 15. Every week they break down who really runs things and how regular people can push back.
Welcome back to Power Lines, the show that pulls back the curtain on how power really works. I'm Terry.
And I'm Robbie, and today we're asking the question everyone's screaming at their TV, why can't Congress get anything done?
Like they have one job, pass laws, and yet somehow nothing happens for months, sometimes years.
To be fair, the founders kind of designed it that way on purpose. Slow government was the goal.
Right. They were terrified of one person or one group grabbing too much power too fast.
So they built in all these checkpoints. The House, the Senate, the President, the courts, everyone gets a veto of some kind.
And just to get a bill through the Senate, you usually need 60 votes out of 100 to even bring it to a final vote.
60. There are only 100 senators total. That's a supermajority just to have a conversation.
That rule is called the filibuster, and it basically means the minority party can block almost anything they don't like.
It used to be you had to actually stand up and talk for hours. Senator Strom Thurmond once talked for over 24 hours straight to block a civil rights bill.
24 hours? I cannot stay awake through a 2-hour movie.
Now, you just file a form and the filibuster happens automatically. No dramatic speech required.
Which honestly seems less fun but more exhausting for everyone trying to pass something.
And here's the math problem. The two parties are more sorted than ever. Used to be there were conservative Democrats and liberal Republicans who could find middle ground.
Now the overlap is almost zero. Studies show Congress is more polarized today than at almost any point since the Civil War era.
So when one party has 60 votes in the Senate, they can do a lot. When they don't, almost nothing moves.
And almost nobody has 60 votes anymore. The country is just too evenly split.
There's also the House, which people forget is its own whole obstacle course.
435 members, all with their own districts, their own donors, their own re-election fears.
A representative's number one job, practically speaking, is to get re-elected every 2 years.
2 years, that's basically always campaign season. You win in November, you start running again in January.
So voting for a compromise that makes your voters back home angry is a genuinely scary career move.
And primary elections make this worse because the voters who show up to primaries tend to be the most fired up, most partisan people,
which pushes candidates toward the extreme edges of their party just to survive the primary.
Then they get to Washington and they literally cannot agree with the other side without risking their whole career.
It's like a game where the rules punish cooperation. You'd almost have to be brave to compromise.
Some people are. There are lawmakers who do reach across the aisle and they sometimes lose their seats for it.
Which sends a signal to everyone else watching. Don't do that.
There's also the committee system. Even if a bill has tons of support, one committee chair can just refuse to schedule a vote on it.
The bill just sits there, never gets heard, dies quietly in a filing cabinet somewhere.
Thousands of bills are introduced every Congress. On average, fewer than 5% ever become law.
5%. Your chance of winning a carnival ring toss is probably better.
And Congress only actually meets for a fraction of the year. Members spend huge chunks of time back home or fundraising.
Fundraising is the word that makes everyone uncomfortable. Running for the House can cost over $2 million.
$2 million for a 2-year job, so you're constantly on the phone asking rich people for money.
And the people giving you money have opinions about how you should vote. Shocking, I know.
None of this means nothing ever passes. Big things do happen, just slowly and usually in crisis moments.
When things get bad enough, a financial collapse, a pandemic, suddenly deals get made that seemed impossible before.
Which maybe tells you something about how the incentives work. Crisis cuts through the noise in ways normal policy can't.
So, is the system broken, or is it working exactly as designed, just in a world nobody designed it for?
That's the real question, and smart people genuinely disagree. Some want to reform the filibuster, some want ranked choice voting, some think the media environment is the real problem.
And some people think slow is fine. A government that can't pass bad laws quickly also can't pass bad laws quickly, you know?
That's almost profound, Robbie.
I have my moments. The main thing is the gridlock isn't an accident. It's a feature and a bug at the same time.
Understanding that doesn't make it less frustrating, but it does make it less mysterious.
And the people who actually change things tend to be the ones who understand the rules well enough to work around them.
So maybe the lesson is if you want to fix it, you have to get into it.
Which, for the record, both of us will be old enough to vote in about 3 years. Just saying. See you next week on Power Lines.